There's a moment when everything feels impossible. When it burns, it sucks, and you can't take it one more day. But that's when you have to create something that's always been inside of you. It's always been there, waiting to come out. But you were scared. Scared of the pain. Scared of the commitment. Scared of failure. You knew you had something in you, but you never wanted to unwrap it because it was too much. It was easier to pretend it wasn't there. Then something happens. Maybe you get fired, or maybe you see someone else succeed, and it hits you like a thunderbolt. That spark, that fire, is lit. You realize you're never going to be in this boat again, and you get up. You go. You keep going. You get knocked down, but you get up again. Life has never been so sweet, and you're just getting started. This can happen at any age. It can happen to you at any time. You want to be superior, right? Well, that potential is within you, inside every single one of us. The people who've risen to the top aren't different from us. They just believed in their potential, and they worked hard for it. It wasn't genetics. It wasn't about being born special. It was about perseverance and being the hardest worker in the room. There are days when you don't want to get out of bed. Days when you want to quit. We all have them. But you cannot let those days define you. You cannot let the lazy, easy path pull you in. Because guess what? The sun is still going to rise tomorrow. The day keeps moving forward, regardless of how you feel. The world will keep spinning, and the days will keep passing. Will you waste them, or will you fight back? You ever look at someone and think, if only they knew their potential? It's not about being lucky. It's about being relentless. The real work happens when no one is looking. It happens in the painful mornings, the lonely nights, and the struggles we face without an audience. It's when you think you can't do it anymore, but you find the strength to push through anyway. You don't stop. You don't quit. You keep going. There's a storm that rages in your mind. It tells you that you're not good enough, that you should quit, that this is too hard. But you have to learn how to control that storm. Every single day, you have to fight the mental battles that nobody else sees. It's you versus yourself. And if you can't control your own mind, you can't control your life. The grind never ends. You wake up when you don't want to. You work when you don't feel like it. You push yourself when you're exhausted. But this is the dream. This is the price you pay for greatness. Every representative, every set, every moment of struggle, it gets you closer to your goal. The day you stop working is the day you lose. The day you stop pushing yourself is the day your dreams begin to fade. You ever wonder why people settle for mediocrity? You see them walking around, living in their comfort zone, wasting their potential. They don't know how strong they are. And when they hit rock bottom, they settle for the comfort of what they know. But you can't. You've got to rise above. You've got to push yourself. Excellence isn't a choice. It's a mentality. You have to be obsessed. Some people call it unbalanced. But if you want to be the best, it's necessary. You don't get to be great by living a balanced life. You give every ounce of your energy to your craft, to your purpose, to your goal. If you're not willing to sacrifice everything, then you can't expect greatness to come. No one's coming to save you. Life's not going to get easier. You can sit there waiting for someone to push you, or you can get up and push yourself. It's a tough world, but that's the beauty of it. When you're able to face your challenges head on, when you're able to endure the pain, that's when you realize your true strength. Every day you write a chapter in your book. When they close that book, what will it say? Was it a story of perseverance, of grit, of success against all odds? Or was it a story of regret, of wasted potential, of what if? You get to decide what kind of book you write. If you want it, you have to go for it. If you want to be the best, you have to be willing to do what no one else will do. You have to endure. You have to sacrifice. You have to push past the limits. This is your journey. Own it. Embrace the pain. Embrace the challenge. Because when you get to the other side, that's when you become unstoppable. When you're at rock bottom, there's nowhere to go but up. And once you decide to rise, there's no force in the world that can stop you. You'll be the one that keeps going when everyone else stops. You'll be the one that becomes legendary. There are days when the weight of the world feels like it's crushing you, when the thought of getting out of bed is a battle, and the future seems like a distant dream that's out of reach. But here's the truth. That feeling, it's part of the journey. You know deep down that you've got something inside of you, a fire, a passion, a calling, but it's buried beneath layers of doubt, fear, and discomfort. You've let life get in the way. You've put it on hold. You've told yourself, maybe tomorrow, maybe later. But what if later never comes? What if the dream you've been holding on to slips away because you didn't have the courage to act? The truth is, nothing worthwhile is easy. The path to greatness is not a straight line. It's jagged, it's brutal, it's exhausting, but it's also the only path that leads to your best self. You've been stuck, haven't you? You've felt the weight of your own potential, heavy on your chest, but you couldn't bring yourself to move. Why? Because fear is a powerful thing. It convinces you that you're not enough. It tells you you're not ready. It holds you back, whispering in your ear that failure is too painful to bear. But let me tell you something. Fear is a liar. And success is the child of persistence, grit, and relentless belief. When the world tells you to stop, you keep going. When it tells you it's too hard, you push through. When it says you don't have what it takes, you prove it wrong. That moment when you realize that you're capable of so much more than you ever thought, that's when your life truly begins. Do you want to know what sets the greats apart from the rest? It's not talent, it's not luck, it's the willingness to be uncomfortable, the desire to suffer for a purpose, to show up even when you're tired, to give everything, even when you have nothing left to give. Every morning is a new opportunity. Every setback is a lesson in disguise. So when you wake up tomorrow, remember this. The clock is ticking, and the world won't wait for you to decide whether you're ready. It's not about being the fastest. It's not about being the smartest. It's about being the one who refuses to quit, no matter how many times life knocks you down. Because that's the secret. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about learning to thrive in spite of it. You have the power to create something extraordinary. Every step you take, no matter how small, gets you closer to the life you've always dreamed of. Every day you show up, you're building a new version of yourself. And this is where many people give up. This is where the excuses come in. I don't have time. I'm not good enough. It's too hard. But here's the reality. Those are just stories you're telling yourself. And if you keep telling yourself these stories, they will become your truth. You'll never become the person you're meant to be if you don't start right now. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you'll keep waiting forever. The perfect moment never comes. It's created, and it's created by you. When you start, you might stumble, you might fail, you might get discouraged, but each failure is a lesson. Each mistake is a step closer to your greatness. Success doesn't happen in one big leap. It happens in the quiet moments when nobody's watching. It happens in the late nights when you're working while others are sleeping. It happens when you push through the pain, the doubts, and the fear, and you keep moving forward anyway. Are you willing to pay the price? It's easy to look at someone at the top and wonder, why them? What did they have that I don't? The answer is simple. They showed up when it wasn't easy. They made sacrifices. They didn't quit. They didn't wait for permission. And now it's your turn. What will your story be? What will your book look like? Will it be one of endless excuses and regret? Or will it be a story of resilience, hard work, and unshakable belief? I don't care if you're starting from scratch. I don't care if you're scared. I don't care if you feel like you're too far gone, because it's never too late. As long as you're breathing, as long as you're living, you can still rewrite your story. So what will it be? Will you stay stuck, or will you rise? The choice is yours. But remember this, if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to take the pain and turn it into fuel, nothing can stop you. You don't need anyone else's approval. You don't need anyone else's permission. You just need to make a decision. Today is the day I begin. Every day is a chance to become better, stronger, and closer to your purpose. So get up, fight, work, dream, and never stop. The world will know your name, not because you waited, but because you showed up. You kept going when everyone else gave up. You didn't back down. You didn't quit. And that's how you become unstoppable. Are you ready? It's your turn. Let's make it happen.